I like to propose a toast. I said toast, mother. La, la.
Yeah, it's the national underground thunderbounds when I stop the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop a train. Who wants some?
Cut the
Come
music.
unprepared, I'll be there. But
Cut
when
the
I leave
damn
there, it better be
music.
a
Welcome to KC's Corner, NBA Finals Game 2 post-game show. There is no intro music that needs to be blasted today. Because you know what? There's some people in the NBA, preferably the people that are playing in the NBA, well, one team playing in the NBA Finals, that don't even deserve intro music to my post-game show. Talking to you, LeBron James, Ty Lue, J.R. Smith, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. You don't deserve the intro music to KC's Corner post-game show. Ridiculous. Anyway, I have a guest, today's guest, on Game 2 of the Finals post-game show. This will make Warrior fans really happy because they love when people talk great about the Warriors. They hate when people say anything else about the Warriors. But when you're talking lovely about the Warriors, they love it. So they'll love this post-game show. My mother is in the building for KC's Corner NBA Finals post-game show. How you doing, Mom?
What's up?
You sound like you're in great spirits.
It's a great Sunday.
I mean, I got to ask you, I don't even have the numbers for this game. There was no need to take the numbers down. I don't need to look at the stat sheet. I don't even need to know what the final score was. I know it was a beatdown.
33 points.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. What was it, 108-75?
Yeah.
What did you see out there?
Well, two things. The Warriors, they just did what they had to do, but the sad part of this all is that I don't know how the coach of a team could allow the two players of the team, his best players, to sit out the whole fourth game.
Well,
What kind of message are you sending?
the game was a blowout. There was no need for LeBron or
No,
anybody else to
like
play.
Stephen A. and Michael Wilborn said, you don't do that. That's just being a punk. Stephen A. said they just punked out. They got punked out. They got embarrassed. They got everything, and they just gave up in the third quarter. Who does that?
Well, yeah, that's what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about sitting them in the fourth quarter because in the fourth quarter, it was already a 30-point game. There was no need to play him.
He said, no, they should have played. Him and Michael Wilborn both
In the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter. There's no way your best players stay out of the game. At least try and bring it closer. You don't let somebody blow you out like that. How are you going to give up? You don't know.
Well, they gave
Warriors,
up in the third quarter.
We don't do that.
They gave up in the third quarter. And
they did, and that's not the kind of leaders that we want to see be the winners of the NBA. I mean, if you're going to be a winner, you got to show more. And just like I hate to keep referencing them, but like they said, they were an embarrassment to the East Coast basketball.
Well, they were a complete embarrassment to Cleveland, the city of Cleveland, to themselves, to all the Cavs players before him, Craig Elo, Mark Price, Brad Daugherty. They're all rolling over in their grave right now. Even Ricky Davis is rolling over in his grave right now. They were a complete embarrassment. This is a complete embarrassment. I picked the Cavs to win this series, but it's not even that serious. I'm just disgusted by how they showed up or didn't show up in the NBA Finals. We're talking about the NBA Finals, man.
That's what we're talking about. That's why they shouldn't sit out the fourth quarter. The other thing is that, of course, I never did pick anybody but the Warriors because I stay with my team no matter what. But I just think that the Warriors have been underestimated. Last year wasn't a real win, according to a lot of naysayers. Having a full team, all that kind of stuff. And now, what happens in the in the second quarter? Kevin Love falls out on the floor, and he wants somebody to stop the game. I mean, he could have hurt one of our players. We can't just stop. And so he falls out, comes back into the game, goes through halftime, gets cussed out by James out in the locker room. And then all of a sudden, third quarter, he misses the catch, and he's done for the night. I mean, it's just quitters. Now they don't even know if he can fly on the plane. There's just all kinds of other things going on. But, we're tired of these excuses. Like Michael Wilburn said, is it that Golden State is just a good team? Give them that. They're a good team.
They're a great team.
The essence of a team. The people were pointing at each other from the Cavs, which is what we knew would happen. Same thing that happened with the Thunder. We know how to shake them up. They started pointing at each other, saying, this one didn't make this. It was your ball, and you were supposed to be there, and all that stuff. That is not a team. The Golden State is a leader. It's a leader. It shows you what basketball is made of. This is what they created the game for. Teamwork.
All right, well, thank you, Cheryl Walton, for breaking it down. I appreciate that. Look, the Golden State Warriors are a great team. And they're taking these boys to the woodshed right now. They are taking them to the woodshed. Gotta give a shout out to Draymond Green tonight. 28 points on 11 of 20. He had 5 3-pointers. He was on fire tonight. Absolutely on fire. Stephen Clay.
Steve Kerr and I talked about it. And
is that right?
I called him last night. He texted him, and he told him, he said, go ahead. If you're open, take it. He hesitated on the first time, and then young Walton told him that if he did not go for it, that they were going to have a problem. Mm-hmm. And he did. If you notice, before the game, he was practicing his threes out there.
Well,
just to be ready. That's what a team does. You have to be ready.
Well, they were certainly ready tonight. And they like I said, they went out and they thoroughly embarrassed the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I've really felt, I thought the Cavs could get this one. You know what I mean?
I just hate the way that they played, in the sense that they quit in the third quarter. That's not leadership. That's not the game that you're supposed to play to the end. You play till the fat lady sings.
I agree 100%. And I look at one person with that, and it's LeBron James. You're the leader of this franchise. You're the leader of this team. And I don't care. I don't care how they take it. What needs to be happening today, and I haven't seen the press conferences yet, so I don't know what was said, but Ty Lue and LeBron James need, either one of them or both of them need to come out, and they need to have a Larry Bird type press conference after they got beat up by the Lakers. And he needs to say, hey, no disrespect to the woman. I know this isn't politically correct anymore, but we just came out, we played like a bunch of women. And we played soft, we played with no heart, and we're going to be going home soon. They need to challenge their team, all right? Because what I saw out there was embarrassing, like we've talked about numerous times on this show. And that needs to lead. I'm not saying anybody needs to get hurt, but LeBron James, I'm preferably looking at him. But somebody needs to get in the Warriors' face. Somebody needs to knock one of the Warriors on their ass and let them know, we're here to play too. Because right now the Warriors have no respect for the Cavs. They got no respect for them whatsoever.
Well, I mean, you got to earn respect. And the thing is that even when we beat...
And Mom, wait a minute. I need you to be honest here, because you know you would say the same thing if it wasn't the Warriors. Somebody needs to get knocked on their ass. Am I correct?
Well, I mean... That's a possibility.
Don't do that. I know how you play basketball. I know what you look for.
Nobody needs to get knocked down, because it's not our fault that you don't have the heart. That's what Stephen A. said. He said there was something missing.
Mom.
There was something missing on their side. They don't have the heart. You can knock down all the people you want, but that performance that he played today, LeBron James, is just unexcusable. Just unexcusable, because there's no answer for that. I mean, he could have got in there and played hard. If he couldn't make the baskets, but he was fed up. He was mad, and he didn't even want to try.
Mom, I agree with you. You know, that alone isn't going to, put the ball in the bucket. But I know you as a basketball fan and what you expect out of your teams. You know If they weren't going up against the Warriors, or if roles were reversed or whatever, that's the first thing you would be telling somebody. What do you used to tell poor little Kyle DeYoung all the time, and little Brandon Turnbull? Go get a technical. Go knock them on their ass and let them know you're not playing. That's what you used to tell little high schoolers.
That's when you have kids that are lacking confidence.
Don't you think the Cavs are lacking confidence right now? The Cavs are lacking confidence.
Like that. He's supposed to be the king, or is he the queen? I don't know. I don't know. He could be the
Shots at
Joker.
LeBron.
I'm just saying. He's supposed to be that man. But when you display that level of just disrespect for the game of the finals, you're disrespecting the finals. You're robbing the audience of a good game. You know, it's unexcusable. I can't give you a free pass and tell you to go get a technical on somebody when you do that. You got to show me some heart. You're not showing me no heart. And you can't show me heart going home. You're going to go home and try and have heart when you go home? That's a given. We're going to take it.
Well, like I said, Mom, the Warriors, they have no respect for the Cavaliers right now, nor should they have any respect for them. They've dominated them for the last 2 years pretty much. You know, outside of Game 3 last year's finals, they've dominated them, especially this year when everybody's been healthy. You know, they've just smacked them around. Kyrie Love, where are you at? Kyrie Irving, where are you at? Kevin Love, where are you at? J.R. Smith. I said for the longest, J.R. Smith is an X factor. I think I like J.R. Smith more than most people do. I think, you know, when you really understand his story and the type of guy he is a likable guy. But I don't want to hear that.
I always liked J.R. Smith, but I didn't see J.R. Smith today.
Nobody's seen J.R. Smith. Nobody's seen him all in the NBA Finals. I mean, next time, Mom, do me a favor. Next time I talk to you and maybe I tweet or I talk to you personally or we're on the phone and I say, if J.R. Smith shows up, the Cavs can do this. Say, Kenny, shut the hell up. Because it's not going to happen. Okay?
Well,
do me a favor and tell me that. Because it's not going to happen. It's about the third time I've said this in the last 2 years. It's not happening.
I'm not convinced that you'll answer my text. You know, you haven't answered any of them so far.
That's not true. You were harassing me.
You
were harassing me.
I tagged you on Facebook.
You were cyberbullying me all throughout the game for no apparent reason.
I wasn't. I was just calling the play. I couldn't help it if they were raining threes.
Well, obviously you couldn't. Anything you want to say about the Warriors right now? This is your platform.
Just keep doing what you're doing, boys. It's a team effort. Strength in numbers. Just do it.
Mom, you know you're not allowed into the Golden One Center, right?
What?
You're not allowed in there.
What?
This is preposterous. You live in Sacramento, California, okay? Root for the home team.
I live in 2 places. I also work in the Bay. I have to show my face up there every day.
Yeah, I'm putting you, and I don't know about my grandmother. She's on the borderline. But I'm definitely putting your face at the ticket window at the Golden One Center and saying, don't let this person in.
That is not going to work in any way. You know, I'm the only one that called it. I told you we were going to have another parade right in front of my building.
That's what it's looking like. The only thing that I'll hold on to is, like I said, somebody, I don't care if they fight in the locker room because somebody got called out. Somebody needs to call out the effort and the heart.
I don't see it happening. I watched the shows afterwards, and LeBron was up there just saying it was the team effort, and you know, he didn't look like he was mad at anybody. He was on the sidelines cheering for people and stuff.
LeBron James needs to be the main one to step up to the bully and get in the bully's face. That's what I remember Michael Jordan. On Michael Jordan Airtime, I watched it. Mom, you know that video you got me when I was about 10 years old. I watched it every day for about a year, didn't I? Michael Jordan Airtime. Yeah. He used to always say when he went up against the Knicks, he said, it was time for somebody to step up to the bully. And he said, I was going to be the one to have to do that. I had to step up to the bully. Right now, the Warriors are the bully. And it's up to LeBron James. It's not up to Tristan Thompson.
Stepped up in the fourth quarter. If he's the king of NBA, you step up and make it happen.
Now,
Steph was down 3 games. What team comes back in the playoffs down 3 games. He's still
Shout out
not
to the
that
Warriors.
well, but we're not even going to say that. But he came
Stop it.
back,
Stop it.
limping, small as he is, doing what he had to do, and willed that team back.
Well, like I said, Steph, if I was a Warriors fan, I'd have faith in Steph. Like I said, LeBron James needs to step up to the bully. It can't be Tristan Thompson. It can't be Richard Jefferson.
No,
it can't be Iman Shumpert. It needs to be
now
LeBron.
He came through them a little bit today.
But it can't be him. It needs to be LeBron James, whether he overreacts to a hard foul or he dunks on somebody. He needs to let the team know we're not going out like this. We might lose, but we ain't going out like this.
He had the perfect opportunity to do that today, and he didn't do it.
No, not today. No, not today. Not today.
Yeah,
it needs to happen. It needs to be happening in Game 3.
You don't go out and sit back and act like you're winning the game as an innocent the bystander.
Well, he looked ridiculous. They looked ridiculous in the entire second half.
Kyrie Irving biting his fingernails and looking like a little punk out there. It's just, whatever. You just gotta play. We've been fouled, we've been beat, we've been bit, all kinds of stuff, and we fought through it.
Oh, this we.
The
Mom, please.
referees are just, they're letting. I have to commend them. They're letting them play. They're giving them what they wanted. LeBron talked all that mess. All he needed was Kyrie and Kevin Love. Well, he got him, and they're not doing nothing. So don't come up about no bully and raising up.
He needs to raise up.
You were given the opportunity. You done had a week and a half rest.
Nobody's saying anything about rest, Mom. He needs to step up. He needs to step up.
Well, he can't.
He needs to be the leader that they need him to be.
No, he can't.
He might not be able to.
I dogged some of the teammates over in Miami, but I'm wondering if they're the ones that held him up when he won that championship.
Hey, LeBron, as much as I love the guy, there's another gear that he doesn't reach often enough. And it may come bite him in the butt again here today. So
and then you have to think about who's running Miami. My favorite guy in the world, Pat Riley.
Do you think LeBron is going back to Miami?
No, he's not going back to Miami, but I'm saying the reason why he won is Pat Riley is a different kind of person. He's not going to he plays to the 11th hour. He's not going to let his team give up. The Cavaliers just glad he's there, and they just...
Well, I'll tell you this. If you're right about that. If this would have happened to the Miami Heat, Pat Riley would be in that locker room cursing everybody out and telling them about themselves.
He wouldn't have been in the locker room. He would have went down there he'd be a Mark Cuban. He'd be right there.
He probably would have, and that's what they need in Cleveland right now. They're just getting smacked around.
No, because I hate to say it, I don't like the Lou boy anyway, because you know what he did to Iverson. But
Mom, let it go.
What I'm saying is he's a young coach. He doesn't know, he can't handle LeBron because he should have been in LeBron's face.
No.
There's no way you let a star player come out and sit, and he shouldn't have let LeBron sit out the floor. I don't care what LeBron said. Get your ass out there. Play. Be a king. Shoot, he's been reduced down to a joker.
Excellent stuff, Bob. Excellent stuff. So, I was hoping maybe I get you on a couple times during this series. I got other people in line, but the way it's looking at right now, this may be the end of it. So, is this going to be a sweep here?
I'm not going to get conceited or anything. I'm going to say...
stop the presses. A Warriors fan doesn't get conceited. This is a first. This is a first.
I'm claiming we're going to go back to Golden State.
I don't know. It's looking like it could be a sweep right now. Like I said, I will remind everybody. I had Cavs in 6. I'm not backing away or acting like I didn't have that. But the way it's looking at it after 2 games, I just don't see the heart I need to see from Cleveland.
I'm saying Golden State in 5, like I always said.
All right. Well, we will see. Before we get out of here on the Casey's Corner NBA Finals post-game show, we would be remiss if we did not take the time to acknowledge and remember maybe the greatest athlete of all time. Not just the greatest boxer, but the greatest athlete of all time. Muhammad Ali passed away Friday night. in Arizona. I believe he was at the age of 74. A lot of remembering of Ali in the last 48 hours. All of it very deserved. And one thing that I've come to realize, if I didn't already know, we already knew who Ali was, but when you just sit here and you think about some of the things that he did and he stood for and what he was about in his time here on this earth, I'm fully convinced Muhammad Ali is the greatest athlete of all time because of not only how great he was in his sport, but what he was able to do in changing the lives and being a leader and being an advocate for change in the world. And I can't imagine myself, maybe even my son, we will ever see an athlete be as special and as great as Muhammad Ali was on and off the court. Mom, I'm not going to throw your age out there, but you were around when Muhammad Ali was around. You got any thoughts on Muhammad?
Well, I was a kid, but I do remember Muhammad Ali. He's the one that got me watching boxing because of his taunting, and he reminded me a little of my dad, who always was that kind of person in basketball. He was always taunting somebody and egging them on, and Muhammad Ali was that person. He truly was a humanitarian. He was a great father. And I think that he just epitomized what an athlete's ability can be, other than just being on the court or in the box, in the ring, that you can give to your people.
Right.
To the people, not just your people, but the people in the world, because you have a platform and an opportunity to make some change, and he used it wisely.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been watching the shows about him all the whole weekend, and I think, like they said, I don't think there'll ever be another person, athlete, that will do that. No. That will use their platform to do the things that he did. No. And not only that, just what he did when he didn't even play. He was almost, when he was drafted and all of that, there was a lot of things with that. So, I'm just really pleased with him to see that he lived out his life as a man. Right. When he got sick, he still kept on. So he will be sorely missed. I look forward to the celebration that they're going to have on Friday with him.
Right. Do you remember the first Ali fight you watched? Did you watch Ali Frazier 1? Wasn't that 1974 or something like that?
Yes.
Did you watch that? You remember that at all?
Yes.
Who are you going for?
Everybody watched that.
Who are you going for?
Ali, of course. I always went for Ali.
One thing that a blip on the resume of Muhammad Ali is I never liked what he did to Joe Frazier. I thought he did Joe Frazier. I thought, he always kind of said, oh, it was just for show and it was to, build up the hype for the fight or whatever. And I thought he went entirely too far. And I watched one of the documentaries on the two, and they talked about how Muhammad, basically he had so much power. He turned Joe Frazier's people, black people, against him, and for no reason. Joe Frazier was a good man. He was there when Muhammad Ali. Nobody would give him fights. Nobody would give him money. He gave Ali money, and said, "Whatever you need, champ, I got you." And I remember hearing about Joe Frazier's son, and he would go to school, a little kid, and he would go to school, and the kids would tease him, say, "Your dad's Uncle Tom, your dad's a sellout,
right,
your dad's a gorilla." And I don't know, maybe Ali, he was a smart guy, but maybe he didn't understand exactly the effect, those things he was saving was having on Joe Frazier, who, like I said, did nothing wrong ever. He was a solid human being, and what it did to his family.
I didn't like that either. I'm with you on that. I didn't like that.
Yeah. So, and then unfortunately, Frazier, they talked about how, they would ask him, and he said he was over it and everything like that. But he he never got over it to the day he died. There was a voicemail message that he had when he was an older man, and you know, he kind of led to the fact of he's like, yeah, you know, you see Ali, he can't talk now. You know, I'm the one that did that to him, Joe Frazier. And it's sad that it ended up being that way for those two. And, you know, hopefully in heaven now they're sitting down having a cold beverage and talking about it and making up over it right now. But
well, I think the other thing is that Ali was I heard something this morning on one of the news programs that Joe Frazier had said that he wished that Ali would have fell when he carried the torch or something.
Yeah, Joe never got over that, and I agree with. I don't want to say I agree with Joe, but I understand because I mean, you're thinking about it. I mean, this guy, he helped you out when you were at your lowest, and then he turned your entire race against you and called you a gorilla and Uncle Tom and all this other stuff. And at that time, you know, Mom, there was nothing worse to call a black man by another black man than an Uncle Tom. And yeah, it was
a powerful black man.
Exactly.
But I think that he got caught up. I think Muhammad Ali got caught up in the hype,
right?
And he believed it, and so you know.
Unfortunate. I don't want to make that everything we talk about with Ali here, because like I said, I feel, you know, he's a human being, and that was a blip on the radar, and he did a ton of good, and he'll be missed. And the good thing, you know, that comes to this is, you know, more Ali stories will come to light. We get to remember him, you know, and the things that he did do, and you know, hopefully learn from him and continue to learn and uplift each other the way he uplifted us. You know, well, I wasn't alive, but you know, people before me, you know, he uplifted a generation. So he will be missed. He is the greatest of all time. Muhammad, we love you. Mom, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I just got to say ditto.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, KC's Corner post-game show. Mom, I appreciate you coming on. Your Warriors are looking good right now.
Not a problem. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. Okay. Sounds good. Everybody, tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to KC's Corner. Enjoy the rest of the finals. I'll see you on Game 3. Y'all be good. Peace.